Tonight, a second look at a Texas case raising questions about the death penalty. In the 30 years since the Supreme Court reinstated capital punishment, no state has executed more people than Texas, 367. Now, a joint investigation between ABC News and the Chicago Tribune finds that Texas may have put at least one innocent man to death. Corpus Christi, Texas gas station attendant Wanda Lopez knows she is in trouble.
I have a suspect with a knife inside the store.
Within 90 seconds, blood-curdling screams as she's stabbed to death. Justice came quickly, too. Within an hour, police arrest this man, Carlos De Luna, a local petty thief who liked to sniff glue. The evidence against him, an eyewitness, and little else. And even though there are no fingerprints, no blood on him from the vicious stabbing, De Luna becomes the lone suspect. Till the day he is executed for the crime, he denies he committed the murder. His story, he was nearby and saw the commotion, and because he was on parole, ran from police. At least one Corpus Christi detective believes him.
It bothered me. It bothers me right now that a wrong man got put to death.
Eddie Garza says he told the detective leading the investigation another more violent criminal named Carlos Hernandez was bragging about the crime. That lead investigator told the Tribune Garza never told her that, and she followed up every lead. Your informants are telling you on the street you got the wrong guy.
That's the information that I was getting on the street. He told other people, yeah, Carlos De Luna took a fall for me. Nobody listened.
Hernandez had a long record of 25 arrests and a reputation as a man who loved his knife. Former girlfriend Margie Tapia.
It slept under the pillow where he slept. He cleaned it off in front of me. He would talk to it just like if it was a person.
Hernandez was later convicted of stabbing this woman with the same kind of knife used on Wanda Lopez. Perhaps most disturbing about what happened here in Corpus Christi is that Carlos Hernandez and his weapon of choice were no secret. In fact, 2 homicide detectives and 1 prosecutor knew about him. But at trial, when Carlos De Luna told the jury it was Carlos Hernandez who did the stabbing, the lead prosecutor scoffed and called Hernandez a phantom in front of the jury.
It's very troubling that one prosecutor says Carlos Hernandez is a phantom when the other prosecutor sitting right next to him knows very well exactly who Carlos Hernandez is and his violent tendencies.
Chicago Tribune reporter Steve Mills and his partner Maurice Posley investigated the De Luna murder along with Nightline. Neither prosecutor would appear on camera, but the Tribune interviewed twice the DA who knew Hernandez.
The first time he says, sure, I knew Carlos Hernandez was a dangerous guy. Why didn't I tell Steve Schuetz, the co-prosecutor? I don't know. Then in a subsequent interview he says, yeah, I'm sure I told him.
The lead prosecutor denies that.
The man who calls him a phantom to the jury says he never told me that. I would have liked to have known that.
But both prosecutors say the eyewitness identifications were strong enough for the jury to convict. And the last man to talk to Carlos De Luna, Reverend Carol Pickett, death row chaplain, watched 32 men die before him. He says De Luna made a lasting impression.
It changed my perspective on the act of death itself and capital punishment, because this was the first one that I was almost sure in my heart and soul and spirit that I felt was totally innocent.
The NAACP Legal Defense Fund helped in the investigation. The Chicago Tribune series begins in tomorrow's paper. We'll be right back.